Good Wednesday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I am the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for your Wednesday. Starting off on the radar, you can see that we don't have any rain falling inside of South Carolina, but we do have flood watches that's going through most of these counties, going from Columbia, Sumter, Camden, Florence, Hartsville, Dillon, Orangeburg, Barnwell, and Augusta. These regions are inside of flood watches. If you're in any of these counties here on screen, that's kind of like highlighted in the green right here. You do have to watch for flooding because the setup with today, you do have a chance. Um, and then as we continue to move up towards the United States, and go to the MRMS, you can see that we do have rain all the way up here in Canada, um, even causing some flooding concerns up there. New England's receiving some rain. The corridor from West Virginia down into Texas is seeing some rain. Portions of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina seeing some rain. Florida, like the Big Bend region, is receiving some rain, and just off the coast to the east as well. We do have some rain through there. Over here, looking at the cloud cover map, you can see that cloud cover is covering mainly northern South Carolina, Columbia having some moderate clouds, Florence kind of getting a little bit of a break in clouds, the Charleston region having some clouds, Myrtle Beach having some clouds, Augusta maybe getting a little bit of a break, but right now cloud cover is kind of widespread right now. There are a couple of isolated spots with no clouds right now, but most right now are covered up by cloud cover. Here's our cloud cover total percentage for the next 18 or so hours. As you push this forward, you can start to see that cloud cover will pretty much try to sustain itself as we even get into tonight. Cloud cover is just going to try and do that. And then as we get later into tonight, like into early morning hours, you can start to see the cloud cover starting to, again, just recollect itself. And it just tries to go on and keep us covered for the entire night tonight. Here's our current temperature: 77 in Columbia. We have 82 in Charleston, 79 in Savannah, 82 in Myrtle Beach, 73 in Rock Hill, 71 Greenville, 73 in Anderson, 77 in Augusta, and then 79 Sumter, 80 in Florence. Here's our high temperatures: 93 in Columbia, 89 in Charleston, 88 in Myrtle Beach, 92 in Rock Hill, 90 in Spartanburg, 91 in Greenville and Anderson, 92 in Aiken, 89 in Hilton Head Island, 93 in Sumter, and 94 in Florence. Peak sustained winds are going to be about relatively the same, around the mid single digits, maybe getting up to like the high single digits from like 7 in Greenville, 6 Spartanburg and Rock Hill, 8 in Anderson, 7 in Columbia, 8 in Sumter, 10 in Florence, even 8 Barnwell and Orangeburg. But then as we get towards the coast, in the teens, 14 at Hilton Head Island, 15 at Charleston, 12 in Georgetown, 16 at Myrtle Beach. Here's our peak sustained gust for today. Peak sustained gusts can actually try to be gusting a little bit high. We have gusts pretty much in the low teens slash the mid teens in inland regions, like 13 in Anderson, 14 Greenville, Spartanburg, and Rock Hill, 12 in Columbia, 13 in Sumter, 15 in Florence and Cheraw, 12 in Orangeburg, 10 in Moncks Corner, 13 in Walterboro, 12 in Aiken. But then once you get to the coast, you start to see it start to kind of increase, like 17 in Georgetown, 21 at Charleston and Hilton Head Island, 23 at Myrtle Beach, and maybe even an isolated 25 is possible. So we're going to have to continue to watch just to see what kind of gusts we can get up the coast. Just a little bit of a breeze might flow through there. So maybe if you're at the beach, something, and I don't know, I'm just thinking of random scenarios. Maybe something like might get caught in the wind or something like that. You might have to chase it down the beach, but that's just me thinking. Here's our forecast precipitation through the next 24 or so hours. Around a quarter of an inch to a half an inch in Columbia, quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Charleston, tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch in Hilton Head Island, quarter of an inch to a half an inch in Myrtle Beach, Same thing with Rock Hill. Hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch in Greenville, Spartanburg. Tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch in Anderson. Same thing with Lawrence. Tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Greenwood. A half an inch to an inch in Aiken. Barnwell, same thing. And then Orangeburg, 1 inch to 1.5 inches is possible. And even going close to like Allendale, close to maybe 1 to 2 inches is possible. So, again, you can clearly see the corridor of the flood watches and the 1 to 2 inches of rain showing up very clearly on your map right here. That's why we have those flood watches out, and they very much align with the flood watches right now. Here's our SPC outlook for today. We do have a TSTM, which means just regular garden variety thunderstorms are possible. Not really watching for anything else. All thunderstorms can still occur with heavy downpours, gusty winds, small hail, and cloud to ground lightning. But again, you still don't want to be taking these thunderstorms for granted, even though it might not be doing much at all. And then here it is, our slight risk of excessive rainfall going from, I'm just going to say, the entire state except for portions of the low country, South Carolina, even though there are like a little bit of a portion of the low country, so I'm not going to say that. But pretty much every region inside of South Carolina has a slight risk of excessive rainfall. But going in from like the kind of like the main low country region all the way over towards the PD region up there towards Myrtle Beach, marginal risk that goes from there all the way up to there. And then places like Charleston, North Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Georgetown, Moncks Corner, maybe even up there towards Myrtle Beach. There's not really any type of threat for any type of flash flooding, so we'll continue to watch for that as well. No tropical cyclone activity is expected during the next 24 hours, either the next 48 hours or the next 7 days. So we're good in terms of tropical activity. So now let's get on and let's talk about the forecasters for today. We go continue through. You can start to see the showers and downpours start to form around 12, 1 o'clock p.m., 2 o'clock p.m., and then thunderstorms starting to get started at around 3 o'clock. And then showers and downpours will continue at around as we get into the 5, 6 o'clock hours, 7, 8 o'clock hours. Thunderstorms and showers will continue to move through, bringing very heavy downpours. And you see it's kind of staying in the same region. This is what it might look like at 9 o'clock. Here's 11 o'clock. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning. More showers, more downpours, more heavy rain is pushing into the region. So again, this is going to be happening for a while. And to not only today do we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall, but yesterday we did have, yesterday said, or I guess yesterday when they issued the forecast, we are under a slight risk of excessive rainfall for tomorrow, the entire state, at least at yesterday's standards. We'll talk about that more tonight. But I'm pretty sure tomorrow the entire state of South Carolina is in a slight risk of excessive rainfall. We'll continue to watch for that and see what happens. But that's all that I have in terms for forecast update for this morning. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and I will be back tonight, 9 o'clock p.m.